Like, here's a sign. I'm literally thinking like that's someone up there being like, Nadine, come on. Yeah. Oh, scary. I didn't say that. Look. I hit dog hollows.
Anyways, welcome to the pod.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you here. So we always like to start with a segment that we call Bedtime Thoughts, which is basically a time where we talk about things that we think before going to bed.
Yeah.
This can be as chaotic or as simplistic
Simplistic.
English as you want it to be. Oh, my favorite was I said that we need to start normalizing telling people when they are giving bad advice
Yeah.
to their face.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I am telling you about a situation, if we're talking about something, right? And you're giving me advice based on what I said I want to do or don't want to do. And now you're giving me advice that is not taking me closer to my objective.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are
you
we
have
doing?
to be like, I'm not going to take that advice. But thank you though. I'm just not going to take that advice.
No, thank you. What I'm saying is we should really be like,
shame them.
Hey.
Stop talking. Be quiet.
So yeah, do you want to go first?
Oh my gosh.
I can go first as well.
No, you go first because I'm on the spot. I'm going to think about one because I have a lot.
Okay. So yesterday, I was thinking, you know what people say? Oh, when people pass away, they are watching you from...
Yeah, the great beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, because I don't... Okay, not to say I get up to crazy things. I'm just saying the thought of someone watching me all the time,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want them to watch me.
Like, if you, like, you now gain, like, eternal life, I want you to go be happy. Like, I want you to do things that give you excitement. I don't want you to watch over my life.
Yeah, no.
You can protect me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You can pay a visit every now and again. Do you know what I mean? Like, every couple of years, you can just check in to be like, how's Nadine doing? Does she need a nudge in this direction? Cool. But the thought that they're just like 24/7, they're probably not.
Yeah, like they're watching reality TV.
Yeah, they're probably... I would rather they don't.
I want you to go indulge in the activities that you thought heaven was going to bring you.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do. But I also want you to have a little, like, alarm. You know, like the nanny cams. I want that before, like, my life, where it's like,
something's going on here. I know it ain't.
Like, danger is on the way.
Yeah.
I need to help my girl. Yeah.
No, I always think that, like, do you know sometimes you do that prayer and it's like, God, please show me a sign if this is the bad thing. And he's like, here's a sign. I'm literally thinking like that's someone up there being like, Nadine, come on. How many more? Here it is. I've hit you in the face with it.
Yeah.
That's them checking in.
Yeah.
Other than that, don't watch me. Only watch me when I'm like, hey, do you want to show me a sign if this is a good decision or not?
Yeah. Also, what happens when I die?
What do you mean?
Like, because it's eternal life.
Yeah.
I'm not here eternally.
Yeah.
So then if your thing in, like, the afterlife is to watch me, what happens when I die?
Whoever's left for you to watch, you watch them.
But why
so
though?
Now everyone's just watching each other like Gogglebox.
Okay, so that's another thing then. By the time you get to, like, the 5th generation, you don't know these niggas anymore.
I would not care one bit. You're talking 5th. I'm like 3rd. I don't care.
Like, after a certain point, they don't look like...
Yeah. Oh, scary. What do you mean they don't look like? No, my 5th, 6th, 7th better be black.
I'm not saying that.
Okay,
wow,
good.
that is... You know, I know why you said that, and I don't appreciate that. I know what you're implying here.
No, I'm talking about me.
I don't like
whatever
this.
shots you took from that was your shot to take. Me personally,
I think you owe me an apology right now, because what you're saying is you are out here dating white men.
I didn't say that.
I dated one white man.
One is enough. I didn't say that. Look. I hit dog hollows. I didn't say that. I said my generation.
You see, it be your own people. It's your own friends that will do you like this. A girl dates one white man, and
suddenly she's white chocolate down.
Suddenly, when you get to the 5th generation, the black is gone.
5th, it takes the 2nd. They're ginger. After that, they're white.
We're gonna move on. Anyways, what is your bedtime?
My bedtime thought. That's so interesting. Mine are more like Black Mirror episodes. Do you know what I mean? And when I think about one, is like, do you know when what's that episode of they get the dot that they can put on the side of their face and it takes them into like a game or an alternate reality for a bit, and anything that happens to them in the game, doesn't really happen to them in real life. They just hop back out of it.
Yeah.
And then some people get stuck in there for life, and they're just their body, but their conscious mind is like in this game.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think like we're not that far off from creating things like that at all with how technology, AI, all of that is moving. So then I think stuff like, where would I want to go? What would I want to do? Like, would I lose the want to travel because I can just like stick a thing to my head and all of a sudden I'm in St. Lucia?
Okay, so if you could create a game for you to be stuck in,
what would I want it to be?
Yeah, I was like, imagine being stuck in a Roblox game. What is that called? Dress to Impress? Yeah, imagine.
Oh my days. What game would I be stuck in? I think of like when I was younger, I used to play like the Bratz games on like PlayStation 1. Before it had like 2, 3, 4, just PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or oh my day, what's that? Do you remember that game? I don't know if you played it when you were a kid, and it's like for MyScene, those group of friends, and they were like models, and you could dress them up, and they would go to parties. And do you remember?
Yeah,
I would go into things like that because I just want to be like
dolls.
super girly, super fun, just something easy breezy fun.
Mm.
I don't want to be shot at. I don't want to be in COD. That's stressful.
But don't you want to shoot people though?
Yes.
You just need to be a better gamer.
But that's stressful. I've played those COD games once. High blood pressure. I couldn't do it. I don't know how men do that to chill. That's not
because
chill.
men are the devil. But anyway. I'm just kidding.
It always circles back.
Right, I see you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll definitely like to shoot people up.
Yeah.
And if I knew that specific people are in the game.
Oh, you could like hunt them. This is getting real dark. But we're like, yeah.
You see, at each episode I get reminded that I feel like therapy is something that I should really invest in.
This is our therapy. This is it. It's free, at least.
Well, the studio is not free, but you know.
You take what you can get.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
so
that's what I think about.
Okay, well, this is like we've had people with like I really like asking this question to people because it like gives me an overview of how they think.
Yeah.
How they think when they're not really trying to think.
Like what just comes into your mind when you're not. Yeah. And mine is existential dread. So
okay. Right. And on that note, we have another segment called Pillow Talk, which is basically like loads of rapid fire questions that I ask you. And again, I don't want you to spend too much time thinking about it. First thought.
Okay.
I have them written down here, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand my handwriting. So I'm just gonna read them off my phone. And it is what it is. Because I'm always typing, I'm never actually like writing things down.
You never write. You realize you never write.
I need to start journaling or something.
It's when like I have a physical journal, and I got one a couple of years ago because I was conscious of the fact I don't write anything anymore. When I look back on that journal, I've not written in it in 2 years. I downloaded an app because I was like, I can't be bothered getting a pen and paper. And now I have a journal on my app. Yeah. But when I look back on it sometimes, I'm like, who wrote this? It looks like a caveman who just discovered a pen for the first time. So I don't write either. Yeah. I never write.
I like taking notes for work and stuff.
Like physical notes.
Yeah. But my handwriting there is trash because usually I'm like trying to keep up with my thoughts. Yeah. So it's like,
and
like,
I've started typing on my notes.
Look at this.
Oh, girl. Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh, I'm scared.
I was like, should I start with an easy one or you go to church?
Yes.
Okay. So my question is,
why'd you start like that?
Sorry. Okay, what's the worst thing you've ever thought about during a church service?
The one that's on my mind, I cannot say.
Why say? If it's really bad, I'll blur it.
No, it's not bad. It's more like, you shouldn't be thinking about that. And it's like, flashbacks. Let's just say that.
I love that.
Who said that? Who said that? That's all we're going to say. And then you literally have to be like, stop, devil, stop.
During church. Right? What is it about it that makes you go like...
This is nothing. Literally nothing. It literally just goes in the brain. And you're not even thinking. I'm sat there listening and I'm like, yeah, preach. Whoa. No, go back. It's nothing. It will just be like, What happened?
You know,
especially if it was like recent. That's
Saturday night something, and then Sunday morning is like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, exactly.
I see.
Yeah,
You go into a That's So Raven moment, but instead
yeah,
of looking in the future,
like, and then
look
like,
in the past.
Take it back.
Yeah, take it back.
Literally.
Okay, you know what?
You're like later.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting. I actually like that. That is so chaotic. I like that. Next, if your sleep paralysis demon had a name, what would it be? And what kind of vibe does it have?
I don't know why the name Oscar came into my mind. Oscar. I know. I don't know why. And what would it look like, did you say?
What kind of vibe? I mean, if you know what it would look like, that's also...
No, I think the vibe would be like, oh, that's such a good question. What would get me? I think it would either need to be calling me out for being like, you're not doing anything, you're being lazy, you're procrastinating. That is my worst night. I call myself out for being a procrastinator. I know I am. But when someone else does it, oh no, that sends me into like a crisis.
Doesn't it send you into fight mode?
It does, because then I want to fight them and be like, who are you talking to? I know I am, but who are you talking to?
Yeah, like who do you think you are?
So it'd be Oscar, and he'd be calling me out on my like procrastination and my like laziness tendencies. Yeah, that would really get me.
What does Oscar look like?
Oscar is...
It has to be old. Because I feel like a younger person telling you that.
Yeah.
Can't be a child.
No, honestly, it would be worse coming from someone like a similar age to me. Because then I'd be like, oh, you've done way more with your life and we're the same age.
Oscar is a demon. So Oscar hasn't done anything with his life other than terrorize people.
But that's still doing something.
But is it
his job?
But is it something they are looking up to? Like, do you also want to terrorize people?
I don't want to terrorize. Yes, for some people, I want them to think of me and be like, yeah, but but no, I think he would. I think physically,
no one's gonna think of you like that. No. You are the sweetest person.
Why would anyone think about you like that? No, but I want them to be like, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. Fumbled her. That's the terror that I want them to feel. Right. Okay, yeah. No, but I think Oscar would be obviously like a million years old, but he would present as someone the same age as me. Because then in my head, it would feel worse. Because then I'm like, oh, you look like someone that's like my age.
In my mind, Oscar needs to look like Sterling K. Brown.
Girl!
You know, something like that.
I would not care. I would be like, yeah, procrastinate. Let's procrastinate together. I would make a whole joke out of it. Are you kidding? Sterling K. Brown? That's a fine chocolate man.
But he wouldn't like... Yeah.
No, that wouldn't hit me at all.
What about...
Do you know what it would? I don't know if there's a YouTuber I watch, Aaliyah's Face. I love her down. And we're the same age. Like 95 babies. And when I tell you she's in America, she's bought herself a Bentley. She lives in Dubai, New York, and London. Like, she is so successful, and we're the same age. And I was literally watching a video of her the other day being like, I'm about to turn 30, and I feel like I've done so much, but I could do so much more. And I was sat in the kitchen watching her, and I'm like, babe, I'm getting ready to go home to my 9 to 5 tomorrow. Nothing wrong with the 9 to 5, but I mean the comparison. Yeah. So my sleep paralysis demon would be her telling me, you've done nothing. Because I'd be like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? The comparison, it would just, I think that would send me.
I hear what you mean. However, I think we really have to talk about it. Instead, like, obviously, we always compare ourselves to other people. Yeah, it's not constant. Well, for some people, it is constant, but like, especially if they're doing something that we are passionate about. Yeah. But I really think that it's important. I know I love being such a hypocrite saying this, but it really is important to understand that we all have our own journey.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Yeah. And like, just because someone is at a certain like level, like, think about all of the things that happen in your life that you've like overcame that no one knows about, and probably no one will ever know about. Yeah. That's also something worth being celebrated.
I think so, for sure. And I think that's what stops me comparing myself with so many other people, especially in this day and age, because everyone who's this age or maybe younger is really successful just like a social media, off a TikTok account, off of this, all of that, and it's so easy to look at them and be like, oh my god, I wish I'd done that. But when you really look at it, like Aaliyah's Face, for example, she started when she was like, started YouTube when she was like 18. YouTube was not on my radar at all when I was 18 or something to do. So already our paths are so different, and I'm aware of that. And that's what makes me be like, okay, yeah, we're slightly different, and I'll get there, just not right now.
Yeah. There's also a lot of things that we don't see. Like, we need to remind ourselves that social media, even for us, like, we share the highlights.
It's a highlight.
You
for
don't
sure.
see. Also,
you do not see me crashing out.
Well, you might see me crash out in front of this camera. But there's also like a lot of people that we think are really successful and have all of this money and all.
But deep down,
they don't really have it like that. There's so many influencers that are broke,
babe. Especially in this city, the things I've heard, I said, you've got to be kidding me.
And it's really unfortunate because like this industry is ruthless.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah.
And I think you have to have a really tough skin. And I think a lot of people come into it thinking, oh, it's like super friendly. Everyone's just get free stuff. You get this, you get that. It is cutthroat.
The thing is, the getting free stuff doesn't pay bills.
This is the thing. No, this is the big thing. Do you remember seeing the TikTok and the guy was like, I want to be an influencer, but the perks. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to have to go on and be like, hey guys, follow my data. I want the perks that come along with
without the work.
Yeah,
that's also crazy.
I want the perks without the work. I want the free packages and the brand trips and all of that. And then in my head I was like, yeah, the brand trips and the free stuff must be fun, but you've got your bills at the end of the day.
Yeah. I
want the check. I want the, hey, post these 2 videos and we'll give you 30K for 2 videos. Huh? Yeah.
All I thought about during this was who said this? Oh, I feel like because I can't remember the name of someone I don't want to quote. Nobody wants to work these days. Who said that?
Don't.
Nobody wants to work these days. That was what was coming up in my mind.
Not Miss Kimmy.
Yeah. That's fine.
Anyways, moving on.
Next question. You get to rename Zimbabwe.
I get what?
To rename Zim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What name are you giving it and why?
What name am I giving it? Oh, that's really hard.
When you think about Zim, what do you immediately associate the country with?
Victoria Falls.
Okay. Let's try to think about names on that.
It's slightly controversial because we're at war with our border, our neighbor, because it's like it belongs to us. And we're like, no, but it belongs to us because it's literally on the border. But what would I name it? No, I wouldn't name it Victoria. Take that back. Colonialism. It's called it. The man came, discovered it, and was like, I'm gonna name it after our queen. No, but it already had a name. And I can't remember the name in Shauna, but it translates to water that thunders. I really hope I don't get that wrong. Don't come for me. But the Shauna name is water that thunders.
Yeah.
So I would name Zim the Shauna name of that.
Do you want to Google it? Because I would be interested in knowing the actual name. That would be cool.
Because obviously the falls were always there, and the indigenous people knew about it, but we didn't call it Victoria.
How much do you know about British history?
Too much.
How many Victorias are there?
Yeah, they all call it. Every single one is a Victoria. They love that name.
Is this like, do they, once they get born and you know that they're the first person in line for succession, do they immediately give her that name, or is it like once you become a queen, you're Victoria now?
It's
how
like,
does that happen? Sorry if this is a dumb question.
No, it's not a dumb question. Victoria. My brain can only compute one thing. Original name. No, it's like, let's say your parents are royalty and they have a son. He'll be named after his grandfather, and his grandfather is like Philip,
right,
and his grandmother is Victoria, and it just keeps going that, and that's how the queen keeps taking it, because they keep naming it after the previous and the previous and the previous and the previous. I think the royals now broke that, because I don't think there's a Victoria in the little ones right now. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, the little ones, they exist. I sometimes forget that the royal family is still here. Yeah.
Girl, me too. So back to it, I was nearly right. It translates to the smoke that thunders.
Okay.
Because the way the water hits, there's like a layer of mist all over. It's gorgeous. So the name translates to the smoke that thunders. I'm not gonna say it in Shauna because your girl knows Shauna, but not this one.
Okay, that's fair.
No, but this feels wrong. But yeah, go with your next one. I'm gonna find it properly.
Okay, you're gonna practice how to like.
Yeah.
Oh, are you googling the actual pronunciation?
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll ask my mom to send a voice note. You can clip it.
Okay, cool. Okay, if you had to, oh, I like this one. Okay, ready? You're allowed to start beef with one celebrity, but celebrity can just be a famous person.
Okay.
Who are you choosing? And what's your first shady tweet?
Oh wow. Beef with any celeb. Rihanna. Not because I don't like her, because her clapbacks are hilarious. Sorry, but do you remember Good Luck Booking That Stage you speak of? Rihanna is quick with it. She's really so funny. Rihanna or Cardi B? Because Cardi, I feel like, no, she would make me cry because she would either say something so out of pocket and I'd be like, but Rihanna, I think, would keep it fun. And I think my first shady tweet would be like something to do with Fenty Beauty or something like that. Or something to do with the fact that when she released her hair kit, no shades. But when Rihanna released her hair care line and she was wigged down with the blonde wig, talking about, oh, it helps me really grow my hair. I was like, God, that lace front is not. And then the next thing, a short buzz cut. Yeah, that would be my first shady comment. And then I would leave it up to her to say anything she wants about me because I know it would be funny.
That was so unexpected. I love how you're like, see, this is how nice of a person you are. Because I've just told you, like, you can legitimately start an argument with someone. And your immediate thought is, this is what happens when you have inner peace inside of your heart. You like the idea of like actually getting someone that you have some sort of negative feelings towards it's not even an option for you. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Only because like if there's celebrities that I'm like, oh, I really don't like that person. I just don't want to give them my energy. I don't want to. Like, if I really wanted to, it would be Chris Brown for sure, because I know he would get butthurt about it. Or Drake.
I don't think he would care if I'm being honest.
But they would know why.
They wouldn't care.
I'm going to have a kiki moment with my girl Ree, and at the end be like, aha, I'm joking, sister. Can I come to the next Fenty event?
That was really surprising. Yeah. I like that. I kind of forgot about the hair. Have you tried?
No, I haven't. But the reviews for Beyonce's hair care line have been amazing. Even my friend who's not a Beyonce fan she has been influenced and she's just bought some. And it's meant to make your edges grow back like phew. Mm-hmm. And I need that. So I'm letting her do it and then I'll see if it works.
I just bought new hair products from Inner Sense. Is that how you pronounce it? Brand. Inner Sense. This is it.
Are they new?
No, I think they've been around for a moment. And no joke, I got like
oh yeah, I've seen that packaging.
I got like 4, maybe 5 products. Do you know how much I paid for 5 products?
How much?
150 something pounds. 153 pounds if I'm not mistaken.
No, this economy is crazy because shampoo should not cost that much.
Why is a shampoo thing 35 pounds?
Shampoo shouldn't cost that. My heart burns if I have to pay more than £10 for a shampoo.
You know the molecular repair? I think it's K8 or K18.
Yeah, K8, yeah. That one's expensive. Even Olaplex, I really want to try her, but
I've never tried it either.
I want to, but it's not going to happen.
What does it do? What is it for?
It's just meant to be like keratin. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's just meant to be like really like hair food. It's got all the good vitamins, all of that. And it's meant to be like really good masks. There's stuff that's meant to really sit on your hair for a while and then you wash it off. And you know, as black women, hair masks are our thing. So I wanted to, but I just can't justify it for me. I like the Australian brand. Is it Aussie?
Really?
Really not. But because it smells so good. They're leave-in 3-minute repair leave-in conditioner. My hair has never been that soft. And I leave it in for 30 minutes. I don't do that 3-minute stuff. Yeah. A good 30 minutes for the coils to really soak it up. Mm-hmm. Me and my 4C hair, I'm running my fingers through it before I blow dry. So you know how like it's so good. And my hair smells amazing for days after.
That's so interesting. I try their mask. Not that. It's just the
one in the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it didn't really do anything to my
Really?
hair. Yeah.
But our hair textures are slightly different.
I know, but I feel like anything that works for 4C hair
should work for
me.
Yeah.
Right? Because if
Yeah.
you can like penetrate
That's
the
really
fibers
true.
or whatever of your hair type, then it should work for me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything.
I would try the little purple one. The leave-in, try that one, the 3-minute, because their shampoo not as good. My hair is quite dry when I use their shampoo, but that specific leave-in conditioner, it's not leave-in but like mask, it's amazing. I swear by it.
It might also be maybe the porosity of our hair is different.
Yeah, maybe.
So
when that all came out, honestly, I was so tired. Like, natural hair. What's the porosity of your hair? Does the water slip? And I was like, guys,
but just give me something that works.
Just honestly, like, I'm tired. Cantu doesn't work anymore. Sheer moisture, it depends on the day.
When I first moved to the UK, Cantu was my thing.
Yeah. I love me a Cantu. And then the way my hair was like swords, brittle.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was like, yeah, it feels great. But that just tells you like how bad it was before.
Yeah.
The products that we had before were just terrible. If Cantu was like, oh, this is great.
You know what really helps me with hair like retention? Rice water.
I'm with you, but
the smell, right? I know it smells gross, especially if you like have like a protective hairstyle and like a bonnet after. When you take it off, it's just like
it's like you've been fermenting.
Yeah,
it's like I feel like I've fermented, and I just.
But it works so well for like length retention.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get back to it.
I really should do it, but there's just some things that I'm like, guys, please, like, why do I have to let it sit like a kombucha and then put it on my head?
Like a kombucha is crazy.
I can't. It smells so bad. That's why I've literally gone into my phase of hair is hair. I will do whatever I want with it. I'll just cut it off and grow it again. Whatever. Honestly, I've done it before, and I think because I've done it before, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
You have the face to pull it off. So I get that. Some of us don't.
God, do you think I stepped out my house bald? I did not step out my house bald. I would throw a wig on.
You would look good bald though. Imagine like a really
like a low-cut Amber Rose vibes.
Yeah. I feel like if you want to do that, there's two things you need to have: a face for it and the body. You have both. I have neither.
Maybe that's what's gonna make me gain weight, because they do say once you shave your head and go blonde, the ass just goes. Pew! Maybe I should try that.
I love when women like cut their hair like super like short and then they just bleach it.
That is the sexiest. I think it's so gorgeous because you really need the face. That is a true test of face when you can pull that off, for sure.
Yeah.
And they look gorgeous.
Yeah, they always look so nice.
And I like when they keep their eyebrows dark. I do like that. Instead of bleaching the eyebrows as well. No, I like the contrast. Some people are really iffy about that, but I like the contrast.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe we went into hair like that. I was not expecting that.
The nature of our conversation.
What was the name you picked for Zim?
The storm that the mist that thunders. We can reel it back. Okay. What I said then, that's the one.
Okay, final question. Okay, I have 3 more, but I don't want to go to all of them. I just want to choose one of these. I still can't believe that was your answer to the beef question. Like, that was so crazy.
A little kiki with Riri.
Okay, you get to make one Zim celebrity super famous. Like global famous.
I get to meet one.
No, you get to make one. You get to meet them and you get to make them super famous, like global famous.
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
I'm not going to hold you. I don't know a lot of Zim celebrities.
Oh.
I'm not in touch with the culture like that. And the thing is, Zim celebrities are really they're like, the people that I think of are like Stunner. He's like a rapper. They're famous and they're celebrities because they just do crazy things on social media. And none of them I want to put as the front face of it. Like,
oh no,
the ones that I can think in my head, I don't want to put any of them. Like, for example, one of them, he's famous for like just him and his girlfriend always breaking up, having affairs, popping off on Facebook. That's where they go live and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to make those people famous.
Talk about Facebook though. Facebook checks for people. I had no idea. They really we know that people are leaving this app.
We're gonna pay you.
And
have you been on Facebook? Like, I remember opening Facebook a little while ago and seeing a video that had like 90 million views.
Who are these 90 million users?
People?
Who are these people?
People are making bank.
90 million, like 90.
90M.
Big M.
Yeah, big M. And the thing is, like, it's all repurposed stuff. Like, it's videos that have been posted on YouTube. They were just posting them on Facebook and making so much money. Yeah, like, there's money to be made in this world, and we just don't know the roots until it's too late. But it's like Snapchat. They were paying creators loads because people were coming off of Snapchat, and loads of creators are getting paid bank on there just to post, like, their day-to-day.
Yeah.
And watch their stories.
Also, I'm sorry, but if you are over the age of like 25 and you are still using Snapchat, I'll judge you.
That's scary.
That's a bit scary.
I will. Okay, disclaimer. I have the app on my phone and I go on it, but for my sisters. My sisters are of that age where all they do is talk on Snapchat. They don't text. They don't WhatsApp. They're 17 and 15. So all their group chats are on Snapchat.
That checks. 17.
So, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And they want to keep the streak with me. They keep me by the throat to keep a streak. So that's the only reason. But I have been out before and grown men will be like, what's your Snapchat? You're either married or you're a serial killer. It has to be one or the other.
I'm trying really hard not to be a man hater today. So I'm just going to take in what you said. It's natural. It just happens. And we're going to move on. We're going to keep it moving. Oh, I don't know why, but literally recently I've been trying to fight this so hard.
Yeah.
I was working the other day, and in the middle of a meeting, I just went like, "Okay, purr." Like, what is wrong with me?
Okay, purr. Yeah.
Okay, purr. And like, when I need to stop talking in memes, because like just now I was gonna go like, Keke Palmer, when she was talking to Law,
got something cool.
Right? She was like, and in the name of my late hit, keep it moving. And I was like. Immediately, I thought about that.
Immediately. I do a lot of Kiki in the office. I'm not going to lie to you. I do the good... sorry to this man.
That's a double entendre.
Yeah. I do a lot of those. And the purr, I think I did a period once when I was on the call. And it just slipped out. And I was like, oh no. There was one I did, I can't remember, and I had to explain it to my manager. And I was like, oh, it slipped out of me. But at my old job, my manager was... like the same age as me, so we would talk to each other in our meetings in memes, and I got so used to that, and she would talk to me like that. And then coming into this new job, I'm like, I need to try and shut up and not say purr.
I feel like because you work in marketing, it's
yeah, but it's like mine is more corporate marketing.
Yeah, that's
do you know
true.
What I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
During presentations, I can't be like period poo. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the slide, I can't be like. I don't know, like one of the quote I can, but we do slip them in sometimes.
The moment where I realized I have to change, I was in a meeting with this like 50-something-year-old German guy, worked in like loads of like German OEMs before. This is a man with like experience. I think I don't want to like put him out, but he basically like was the head of a manufacturing department in loads of different countries for that specific German OEM. Yeah. So this is a man with like a lot of experience, someone that everyone takes serious,
Very
someone
corporate.
Yeah, someone that is important, that they like you and that you get to impress them. I was showing him the results of something that they asked me, like it was probably some reports, and he said something, I don't remember what he said, but I remember going like, well, if you can go to Bella Noche, then where the hell can you go? And he was like, what now?
Mommy. And that's such a deep cut. Like,
I know. And I was like,
I did not expect that.
Oh, I think we were talking about one of the trade shows, basically.
Yeah.
And we were basically like comparing all the different trade shows that we've been to.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying there's a specific trade show that
you can't go to anymore.
We can't go anymore because there's all of these reasons. And then he was like, isn't it crazy that we can't go there? And I was like, if we can go to Bella Noche, where the hell can we go?
I'm glad you walked me through how you got there, because I'm like, that is such a deep throwback.
It's just like,
was he not be like, what's Bella Noche?
It was like Bella Noche. And then imagine this with like, this man has a heavy German accent. Yeah. So imagine him going like, Bella Noche? Where is that? Is it in Stuttgart? Like, where is that? And I was like, I'm so sorry. And that's the moment where I was like, yeah, I need to move on.
No, that one's serious, because mine is like one or two words. You're a whole phrase. No, I love that.
Yeah, it's really bad.
But I love speaking in memes. It's my favorite pastime. I love it so much.
I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like it's taking over my life.
I do.
Okay.
Have you seen there's a trend on TikTok of like people saying we want to speak in memes but very niche. Ones that sometimes people are just like, I don't know what that means. And he quoted some and I just can't remember them, but there's somewhere I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lock that in the chamber. And throw it out and just look around the room and be like, do we want to get that? If not, we move on. And then I know I can keep it. It's my little secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think about them all the time. There was one time someone said something that was low-key sus. And immediately I heard Terry Joe's voice in my mind go like, homosexuals. I was like, I definitely can't say this out loud here.
No, you can't.
And I was just like, just giggling like alone. Like, you guys don't know what's in my brain right now. Yeah. I have this one coworker though. We're like the same age. So we're the youngest people at this company, to be honest. And he gets it. So sometimes in these meetings, he just messages me going like,
he'll message the actual meme.
Yeah. Like, we need to do better. We can't be doing this.
I sometimes at work, like if I see something, let's say an ad or something another company has done, I'll reference it by GIFs. And I'll be like, that's the Homer GIF. And like some people will be like, yeah, get it. And then some people are like, the what? And I'm like, the shrub that. And then we have to like pull it up and be like, this. But I tend to describe things in GIFs or memes. And that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's my only reference point.
My goal moving forward is to stop doing that.
But it keeps things spicy. It keeps things fun.
It depends on the crowd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I try to stop it, I'll just not use it as much, which is the goal, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Traveling. We went on a few trips together.
Yes, we did.
And I feel like we're due another one soon.
We are. We should. The story I tell, like the story of our trip to Paris is ingrained in my mind. I tell it every year, and every year it's just like more and more unbelievable, but more and more just like a time.
Can we just try to understand why is it that going out in Paris is so lit?
It's something in the air. It's so much fun, but I think it's also like just the people. The people are so carefree. They want to go out and they want to go out to dance and have fun. Whereas here in the UK, people go out and they want to go out and act too good for the room. They want to act too pretty for the room. No one wants to like really have a good time.
Yeah.
We're going out just to look good. No, I want to go out to dance like and sweat. I want to have a good time. But Paris gave that. It gave that and more.
Here in the UK, 2 cities where I've been out and I was like, this is lit. Newcastle.
Yeah.
And Nottingham.
Nottingham.
I know.
Where even is that on the map? Nottingham.
Okay, see, we are. Wow, that's a crazy question. I mean, I don't know the answer.
I have no idea.
But
the fact I asked that question as well.
You know what? We're not from here. It's fine.
No, yeah, I am not British.
Yeah.
I don't know. Newcastle, I get it because I've never been, but everyone always says a Newcastle night out is so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Nottingham is a surprise.
Okay, so one of my friends, she had a work trip to Nottingham, and I think the main office of the company she was working for was based there. So she was like, hey, I have this paid trip to Nottingham, you should come with me. It's gonna be fun. We get to stay there for like the weekend and we can go out and see what's up.
Yeah.
First of all, it was great, which immediately, I'm gonna be honest, it's the UK, we know, blah blah blah, but whenever you get to a new city that is already not the prettiest per se, and the weather, and it's not sunny, it just makes things like worse. And I think the weather made it worse. But yeah, so we stayed at the Crown Plaza, and the whole time I was just like,
this is not it,
friend. This is not it. And then we went out to this really random, tiny club with like one window.
One window.
It was just really small.
The fact the club had a window.
It's like it was a club bar.
Okay.
It was next to a place that sold like Portuguese grilled chicken.
Sorry, so from the club to Portuguese grilled chicken next door. That's ideal.
It's like, yeah, it was like
that's ideal.
Yeah. So the club was here, and the the Portuguese chicken was like here. It was lit. It was literally one of the best nights of my life. Everyone was so fun.
Yeah.
The music was awesome. The DJ was great.
Yeah. It is all in the DJ if the DJ matches the vibe. Like when a DJ sees, this is everyone's getting really excited about this one.
Yeah.
Let me keep going on this. But sometimes DJs are like, oh yeah, everyone loves this song. Let me put something else on completely on the next track. Why are you doing that? You've just seen everyone stand up and start screaming. Why are you going to a completely different genre?
Oh, my biggest pet peeve with DJs is when they know the best part of the song is about to play and then they change it to another song. Or they do the
reload.
Yeah.
Are you all right? Keep the song playing.
Don't do that.
It's when they reload multiple times. I'm going to walk out the room.
Remember when you were in a terrace? And there was this white man. Was it white man? I don't know. He was a really short man. He wasn't black. Yeah. And he was playing Angolan Kuduro.
I remember this, yeah.
It was playing like Amapiano that wasn't like...
Yeah.
Remember that?
It wasn't like mainstream Amapiano. It was like deep cut Amapiano.
I was like, where did they find you from?
He knew what he was doing. Yeah. I've literally only had one other experience like that when I was in Society and this woman was DJing downstairs. And Society... Like, I would never expect this type of music from there.
The food plate?
Yeah, girl, yeah. And it was a Saturday night, everywhere else was full, and I just wanted salt and pepper chips. Do you know when that craving hits?
You went salt and pepper chips.
I just really wanted salt and pepper chips. Went there, and she was amazing. She was doing Amapiano and mixing it with, like, 90s. I've never heard someone do it so seamlessly, but I was in there like, yeah. I had to go downstairs and talk to her and be like, where else do you DJ? Because I want to follow you.
Yeah.
And she literally was like, oh, I've just picked this up, but I don't normally DJ. I'm just doing this like as a favor. I was like, girl, please, I'm begging you. We need you. Like, we need DJs like you.
Did you follow her?
Such a good vibe. Yeah, I follow her. She's an artist. She wrote a song with Bryson Tiller. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy. But she's just picked up DJing and she kind of just does it as like a fun thing to do.
I don't know if you could see my face, but I was like, think about a Bryson Tiller song. Don't play with it. Don't be dishonest. That's it. Okay.
She did a song on that album.
Okay.
So cool. And she was like, yeah, I DJ. She used to DJ at things like Lucky Cat and those types of restaurants.
Oh my god, love Lucky Cat. Right? Oh wait, no,
Lucky Cat.
You mean Lucky Cat the restaurant?
What's Lucky Cat this?
Who am I thinking of? Wait, is it Lucky Cat?
Like an artist?
I'm pretty sure his name was Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat.
A guitar player.
Oh my god, his name is not Lucky Cat. What's this man's name? Wait, he plays the bass and he's amazing. It's something Cat.
In my head, I just keep thinking Doja Cat, and I know that's not right. But
wow, this is embarrassing. Wrong? It's Thundercat.
I've never heard
I'm
of that,
so
man.
sorry, Thundercat. I love you, my boy. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
You heard Cat, and you're like,
yeah. He plays. I think he plays loads of different instruments. To be honest, he's such a good artist. He doesn't just play. I think he also he's also a singer, obviously. But he does a lot of other things. Thundercat is amazing. I love Thundercat.
Does he feature on like people's songs? Like what songs is he on?
I'll
send it to me, please. Send it to me. I need to know Thundercat.
I'm so sorry, Thundercat.
Not Lucky Cat, Thundercat.
Not that Lucky Cat. I haven't been there yet.
I've not been either. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, I feel like there's a story there, but we're gonna move on. Yeah. So Paris, right? I want to hear how you tell people about. But also, just before that, maybe I just want to say that, like, why did we pick Paris to go together? By the way,
it's because we were going to see the comedian Morgan.
Oh yeah,
that's how it all started.
Yeah, we went to see Morgan J because
Morgan J.
All of his shows here were sold out basically.
And what we worked out was it was actually cheaper to go to. This is what's crazy. It was cheaper to go to Paris to watch him
than to go to London
for the weekend.
Yeah,
accommodation, everything, all added in. It was cheaper for us to go to Paris.
Yeah,
and then we were like, "What?" I don't know if it came up on your Instagram or you knew about them. I don't know. I never know how to say it.
Fatal Flukes.
Yeah, that one. They were doing an event, so we were like, "Oh, we're there that weekend. Let's just go to that as well." And from then, boys and girls.
Wow.
So Morgan was great. Super funny. Great show.
Yeah.
He'd fun.
We met him.
We
as
met
well.
him walking in.
Nadine didn't know who he was, by the way.
I was there for the vibes.
So you just thought I started talking to this random man.
Yeah.
Have you met me? Why would I do that?
Literally.
Were you confused?
I'm there like, yeah, cool, yeah. Why are we talking to this guy at the door? And it's him.
At what point did you realize that it was him?
I think you had said something like, "Oh, I've been." You said something that referred to like, "Oh, I've been following you for," and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
okay,
funny.
yeah.
I was just not expecting him to see him like at the door, basically, just like welcoming people and stuff.
Yeah,
that's so nice.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that was the point of the trip, and then we found Fervoflux, which is like event, Brazilian funk party basically, and they travel all across Europe. I don't know if they have shows outside of Europe actually.
No, I don't think so. I've not seen them listed.
They might have some in Brazil.
Like I know they do Paris, Barcelona, London like quite regularly.
Milan as well.
Yeah, Milan. They rotate around.
Did you say Lisbon?
No.
Lisbon too. Mm-hmm. And they have to have shows in Brazil, I think.
They must.
They probably do.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not a success because obviously
that's
all
everywhere.
The time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to this party. What were your first thoughts when we
arrived? No, because when we arrived, it was like, oh, at the Moulin Rouge. And I was like, oh, bougie, the Moulin Rouge. And then we were in the Uber. We're like, oh, where are we? It was like Moulin Rouge 2.0. But it was like, okay, yeah. I feel like the more you look around a space and you're like, where am I? Clutch the pearls. The more
funny
fun
story
it's gonna
about
be.
that. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we were driving there was this audio on TikTok trending.
Yeah.
It was like, it's giving Zimbabwe, right?
Oh, yes.
And I was quoting the audio, but you didn't know I was quoting the audio. And I was like, ooh, it's giving Zimbabwe. And you were like, what? And I was like, what? And you're like, what do you mean? No, it's not. And I was like, Nadine, this is a TikTok audio. And I don't even think you heard that explanation.
Yeah, no.
And you were actually legitimately like, what the hell is this girl doing? And I was like, it's an audio.
I don't remember that. I was
And I was like, okay, do I? And then the next day I showed you the audio.
Yeah.
Because I was like, by the way, this is what I was talking about.
No, but it was. I remember arriving and being like, this is not the Moulin Rouge, but okay. And then we stood in the queue, got in. I feel like something happened in the queue with this doorman that we were like, what? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I remember us being like, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
I remember.
And then it's literally like you walk in and it's like completely empty hall, just like some people walking around. Then you walk in further and it was literally like red light cast everywhere.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Just like dancing, but not like that kind of dancing where you go, oh, I don't want to be in the middle of that.
Yeah, just a little two-step. Yeah. No, for real dancing.
I want to be in the middle of that. Then on the stage, this girl, it was a girl DJing when we arrived.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were like, I love that.
Yeah.
It's a woman DJing and everyone is like super into it. And then you look around and there's like upstairs sections with people standing like by the banister. And I literally was like, what the heck? What have I just walked into? This looks so much fun. And then we're like dancing. I remember we went to get a drink at the bar and we were surprised how cheap they were. But then we were also surprised that the man was like, glug, 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 essence of Coke.
Is this a Paris thing? Because I feel like every place we've been to in Paris, they don't measure stuff.
Measure doesn't exist.
They either give you a lot of alcohol or basically nothing.
Yeah.
I've never seen them use it. Measuring cup, double, single, and then you turn around and be like, no.
The man literally just went,
so are you enjoying your night?
Yeah.
And then the chick is just
and I'm watching it like, sir,
please. Yeah.
Take it easy on me.
Yeah.
And then I honestly think the rest of that night was it was just so much fun. And we found the perfect place to stand where we could like put our bags down. We were just dancing. Yeah. And then I think our original plan was, we've got a flight in the morning at 9 or like 10. We need to be back at the apartment by like 3-ish.
Yeah.
And let's just not bother sleeping.
Not 3. We're like 4.
4.
Yeah.
We'll get home at 4. It'll be great because the party finished at like 6 a.m.
No, we said we were going to be back at 3 because I remember going like, there's no way I will want to stay here until the end.
Exactly. Yeah. And I said, me too. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to want to stay out that late.
Yeah, no. We left at like 6 a.m.
The silence
Didn't we? after or something like that. We got some sort of food.
We did. We ordered it because remember it was at the time we were like, should we order this? But we're hungry. Let's get food.
I was so drunk,
babe.
I
just remember we got in and we had.
Oh, I ripped my pants.
Remember? You ripped your pants, yeah.
Dancing.
This is how much fun it was. Like, if you rip your pants dancing, you know it's a crazy night. Like, it was just. I honestly, hands down, I honestly think it's the best night I've had in my life. Honestly, I just remember every time I'd go in the bathroom, it would be like an out of body experience because you step into the bathroom and everything's normal, and you're like, what have I just walked into? And everyone's so nice. People are talking to each other. Like, people are spraying perfume on you, and it was so. Like, being serious, it was very inclusive.
Yeah.
Like, it was such an inclusive party. Like, there was so many different types of people, so many, like, ethnicities, so many sexualities, and there was no, like, uncomfortableness or anything like that. It was just people being people, having such a good time.
You know why? Because I honestly think that there was, first of all, there was a lot of Brazilian women there. And I really like Brazilian people.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately feel like their spirit is just so welcoming. They are just so nice.
And it's so infectious.
Yes.
And I will hands down say the men were very respectful. And you know me, I do not award a man a thing. They were respectful in the terms of, like, if someone wanted to come up and dance to me and I was like, oh no, that was it. There was no, he's going to come back, he's going to try again. It was just like, oh no, not right now. And they were like, cool, yeah, let's, like,
you know what, you're right. I was being a hater.
Yeah,
right.
No, but
right.
they were.
Right.
And a no was a no. And they stood by it. And then... No.
There's some things that don't need to be said.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, it was a great night.
It was such a good night.
Shout out to Paris. Shout out to that specific venue, La Machine.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to that event unless it's La Machine.
Yeah. Oh, and we went because I saw Pablo DJ.
There was a that was how we found it.
And I heard Upa Upa no Cavalinho, and I was like, I want to twerk to this song, so we're gonna go. So that's what happened.
That was my first introduction to. Oh, did we miss him?
Yeah. we were because we arrived kind of late.
Yeah, we arrived at like. We arrived at like 1 or 2.
I think he was like, we arrived at 2. I think like 1:40 something.
Yeah.
And he was in his last set.
Yeah.
In last song, something like that. So we kind of miss him, but
that was my first introduction to like Brazilian funk and everything, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been missing out on. It was so fun. And then I remember one of the DJs, he must have been like really big because he had like the lasers and he had people come up on stage and like dance with him and stuff while it was so amazing. It was so much fun.
I don't remember more people. I remember the first woman that we saw, we were like, she's amazing.
I remember her. And do you remember the short blonde guy who had the girl who was like doing the splits on a handstand and stuff like that? Yeah.
I don't. Sorry.
You weren't looking at him. It was all of her. No, it was just such a good night. And then we get home. And that day we had done like touristy stuff and gotten like eclairs and cakes and things. And we get home and we're like, right, we need to be awake in like 3 hours. Let's just not sleep. Those are my last words.
I remember agreeing with that.
My next words were, Romy.
Mind you, I fell asleep with the coffee eclair in my hand. I was in the sofa.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't even know what I was wearing. I think I was still wearing.
You were still wearing your ripped trousers.
I was still wearing the ripped trousers.
Yeah.
I was sleeping like this with an eclair in my hand. Like that. Legitimately like that.
Yeah.
And then Nadine was like, Roby, and I was like, yeah.
Why do it like instantly? You were like, yeah. As if you were wide awake. No. We hadn't missed it at this point because it was like 9:30. Our flight was. This is roughly. It was maybe like 9:30. We woke up. Our flight was at like 10:30. Bear in mind, the airport is 2 hours away.
About that. We're not even gonna. We were bamboozled. We were deceived.
We were rocked.
We were scammed. He was like, we're gonna miss our flight. And I was like, okay, we're gonna miss our flight.
Yeah.
Well,
at first we were like, maybe we can get an Uber. That Uber price was
I know.
I don't know why we thought we were gonna do that.
It's not even, it's the Uber price because it was still far away.
Yeah.
So we were like, I checked the Uber, right? And I was like, okay, we're gonna miss our flight.
Yeah.
Let's look at other flight options.
Let's just instantly look at alternatives because nothing's gonna happen here.
And then we have to fly to London.
Yeah.
And then get a train from London
to
Manchester.
No. Remember we got to flight to London.
Yeah.
From London airport, we had to get a train to the London Euston. That was like an hour and 45 minutes. From London Euston, get the train to that was like, what, 4 hours of travel.
Can I be honest? That was such a lit trip, though.
That was crazy. No, I would 100% do it again in a heartbeat. My main thing about that trip is, from the moment we woke up, we ate nothing. It was 9 in the morning. We ate nothing until like 6 p.m. We got to London Euston and I saw Burger King and it was literally like the holy grail. I was like, ah. I've never eaten a Whopper that quickly in my entire life.
That's a new thing I discovered about you. Like, you genuinely like Burger King.
No, my mouth is watering thinking that smoke grilled Whopper. I love Burger King. I love her.
I feel like I can't judge you, but I am, though.
A double Whopper meal.
What do I like?
Bacon.
That you're like, that's crazy.
I think that's great. Beans. And I know that's normal. I know a lot of people like black beans, but beans.
I feel like there's... Okay, if that's where you want to go.
I'll stick with the beans. Because I think everything else, I look at it and I'm like, I think I could eat that, yeah. You're the reason I eat kimchi. Because I tried it because of you. Yeah, and it was actually really nice because I was like, fermented cabbage? Yeah, God, that's no, that doesn't sound good. But no, it was delicious. Okay. But no, it's just the beans.
Can I be honest? I'm not a hater of Burger King. Mm-hmm. It's just so interesting that this is actually something
out of all
But people crave McDonald's, so why not crave Burger King?
Yeah, because then McDonald's has no flavor. I'm really confused at people. Does. Yeah, girl. Okay. Because it's flame grilled. Right, it's smoky, it's barbecuey, it's I love it. And the main, I could have one right now. I love Burger King. But their fries, they need to fix that. Yeah, but other than that, no, I will say the fries are trash.
Worst fries ever, Burger King. Oh no, I'm like KFC.
Yes, and then I was gonna say it does. I will give McDonald's their hat. Fries are up there
for the first 5 seconds.
Yes, they need to be hot, fresh. Yeah. My go-to fast food meal, if I was gonna, would be a Whopper, double Whopper with bacon. Burger King. It's Coke.
I know someone out there will relate with that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we completed the Paris trip stuff, but
it was a time.
It was so fun.
No, I would 100% do it. It was the best time.
Some things are better, left.
Yeah, there's some things stay under lock and key, yeah, exactly. But the things that need to be said have been said.
Yeah. Before we end the episode, I really like to ask people to talk about something that they want to do within the next few months, and then have you back on the show and ask.
Oh, I like this.
If you were able to do any progress on that.
Accountability. I like that.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you want to achieve within the next few months or like by the end of the year?
I think career-wise, I am where I am. I am where I want to be right now. Obviously, like, I can probably do more. I can put more effort into things. And I kind of know roughly what I'm thinking I want to do with that. But something that I know I'm definitely going to do and keep me accountable is just my health. I really want to look after my body inside as well and outside.
Yeah.
I have been lucky that I could pretty much just coast. I'm not going to lie. I've genetics, genes. I'm from that part of Southern Africa where I don't have to do a lot, but it's catching up on me. I'm 29. Yeah. And I think now I've realized, like, oh no, I can't eat like that. I can't put that in my body. I need to have like a really good diet. I need to be more consistent in the gym. I need to look after myself. I have a mood board that I made 4 years ago of the type of physique that I want. I've not done it. I want to do that. So look after myself inside out and hopefully sit here with Tiana Taylor abs in 5 months, 6 months. Yeah, girl.
With those jeans, I'm sure you'll be able to.
I really hope so.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming to the show, Nadine. It was lovely having you.
I had such a good time.
I'm glad you did.
I did. At least Kiki.
And in a few months, I'm going to ask you again about the Tiana Taylor abs.
Do it. Shame me. For that. Yeah, I'll be ready. The shame will make me want to do it.
We can shame? No, because we're going to achieve it. So there won't be any shame.
There won't need to be shame because we're going to do it.
Period. Yes.
Oscar, that paralysis, he's going to be here.
Not Oscar. Well, thank you so much for coming on the pod. And for everyone watching, thank you so much for watching another episode of the Pajamas Club. Bye.
That was fun.